Did you know that you can sell the debt on the house, you can sell the note, and this is important, guys, because I know a lot of you have gone out there and transitioned some rental portfolio properties into owner finance notes because you saw someone tell you to do it, or you saw someone do it, and they said that this is a great strategy, and then you get out there and you sell the house and you get caught in a spot where you need to pull cash out. I get these calls all the time with people saying, what can I do? I'm trapped in this deal. No, you're not. No, you are not. I'm gonna show you how to escape this. Also, I'm gonna talk about a few strategies right here about why you wanna do this in the first place and why you may have to just to exit the deal even before you sold it. So let's kind of dig into the overall process of selling a house on owner financing, kind of what it is, and talk about a promissory note, deed of trust, and deed. And I'm gonna show you kind of the numbers of what to expect and what a typical good price to sell the note for is. And it's gonna make a lot of sense as we go through the video, guys. This is a good one, pay close attention. Now, assuming you have a house free and clear, now you can do this with an underlying note on the house. You can wrap it. We have other videos on wrap mortgages, but not to confuse you guys on this video, go check out our archives. There's other videos talking about this. But let's assume you own this house free and clear. You're gonna do what's called owner finance or seller finance the house. This is where you're gonna act as a private bank essentially and do what the banks do. If the banks are the biggest building downtown in every freaking city, why don't you wanna be the bank yourself? In fact, the way we do it, we can actually create way higher returns than the bank can ever. So why would you not learn about seller financing, interest rates, yields? This is important for your future. Now, sometimes this is a rental property and you went out to a seminar and you went and sold it on owner financing because you heard you don't have to be on the hook for long-term repair and maintenance. You have less stress because that crazy tenant's not calling you. Lots of reasons you want to sell a house on owner finance. But what if you got caught where you can't get the money out and you need it because you're flipping a couple houses and those carrying costs are cranking up and you're scared that you're gonna lose the deals and all your gap funding. Now, let's say we sold this house right here for $110,000, took a $10,000 down payment, some eat money in the pocket today, which is why people would do it, and then the back end residual income stream. We wanna get paid over and over and over and over and over. This channel, we talk about passive income or residual income a lot. It is the golden ticket to your time and money freedom. It's not about how much money you make, guys. It's about how you make the money. Two people both make 100 grand a year, one through active income, one through residual income, two separate lifestyles. One's working their ass off, one's sitting on the beach, right? Now, let's say you have a $100,000 note. How this works, guys, is this. When you sell this house to a homeowner who was not bank financeable, and they give you a down payment, and you trust them to make the payments, you create a promissory note, deed of trust, and a deed. The owner gets the deed. That's the person you sold the property to. You have a deed of trust, which is your security instrument that you'll use to take the house back if they don't make the payments. But the IOU is the promissory note. You'll have a note for $100,000. This is how they're gonna pay you. And there's gonna be specifications on how you create the note. Interest rates, length of the term of the note, 15 years, 30 years, etc. We have other videos, guys. Go check them out. Go down the rabbit hole on my channel. But let's say you have this $100,000 note. And all of a sudden, the market tightened on you. You weren't prepared. You had a couple houses like this, and you need to pull out the cash today or as soon as possible so you don't lose those other deals or you don't have a massive headache on your hands. What you can do is you can go find a note buyer. There are people that will buy the debt, buy the note. They will pay you a percentage of it. They're not going to go pay you 100 cents on the dollar, but I think the last note we sold was around 92 cents on the dollar. And I'm going to film another video that we'll put out tomorrow, not today, because to be honest, shooting y'all straight, I'm traveling a lot. I need to get extra videos out to stay up with the algorithm. I could put it in this video, but I'm gonna separate it into another video, but I need to be able to leverage my time a little bit better. But tomorrow's video, I'm gonna show you how to find these note buyers. It's gonna be a good one as well. Let's say I find a note buyer. They want to take my position in this deal. I can sell them this $100,000 in debt on the property for 92 cents on the dollar or 92,000. Now, yes, there's gonna be some little nuances, some little closing costs, other fees and stuff like that, guys. We're not digging into that today's video. I'm just giving you an idea that you can sell this debt. Now, why in the first place would you create a note like this? Well, for one, you could sell a house on owner finance to avoid all the headaches of traditional landlord ownership. But what about if you flipped a house? Let's say that you cannot sell the house because for some reason the buyer pool is small. When you owner finance a property, you open up the entire buyer pool to not everybody that's just bank qualified and bank financeable, but anybody that can make the payments that you agreed with that also has the down payment money stuffed in a mattress. And there's a lot of people like that, guys. There are a lot of people out there that are good borrowers that came down with cancer and their credit got shot, or they had a divorce. There's many things that happen to people. They were a successful business owner, the market turned, they lost their business. Many people out there are good borrowers that the banks won't lend to. So that's one reason. Now the other thing is, what about condition? What if, let's say the property is not able to be bank financed and you're in a lower price point market and the bank won't lend on it? You can't sell it retail. So why not go and sell it owner finance and go sell it to an independent business owner themselves that does have the money to leave in long term, that will buy the note for the long-term financial payment stream that they're gonna have, but you can pull your cash out. What about here? We talked about the buyer pool a second ago. What if the buyer pool can just be opened up bigger, if that makes sense? The bigger the buyer pool, more competition for the property, which means you can even get a premium for the price. What if the numbers just crunch out better? What if the numbers just work better to avoid a commission? Now, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to discount the note because that's 8%. But what if you can sell it at a premium to the market because there's more buyers in the market going for that property because you're owner financing it? What about if you sold it retail and you paid a 6% commission? And I know a lot of you are saying, well, I flat list my houses. Oh, really? Going forward, how well is that going to work? Right now, for the past few years, it's easy to put a house on the market and let the house sell itself. When the market turns, guys, which it is in some markets, not to scare you, just shift your strategies towards different ways, and we'll talk about this going forward. You need an actual real estate agent or a really serious skill set behind yourself to sell these houses. It's going to get to where you can't just put your flips on the market and they sell themselves anymore, guys. You can't just use flat fee listing services forever. In a tough market, you will need a rock star real estate agent to sell your houses, if that makes sense. So you may have to pay a 6% commission. That eats up a lot of this right here. And what happens if you ask the note buyer to carry the closing costs or to push that onto them? What if, it can go either ways, guys. You're gonna cut these pieces, you can kind of, what one of my mentors used to tell me, a deal's like a Thanksgiving turkey, you can carve it up however you want. So always a good little visual right there. But there's a lot of reasons that you would need to pull cash out. Now, you could have an underlying note on here and you could owe $64,000 or whatever, then you're just gonna get the spread between $92,000 and $64,000, which would be your cash in your pocket. So I'm gonna film another video tonight, I'm gonna put it out tomorrow, where we don't confuse you guys too much, but I'm gonna show you how to find these note buyers and where to find them and how to find the best ones. So that if you are stuck in a spot where you need to sell a note, you can go out there in the marketplace and find them probably this week and you can get that note sold and you can pull your cash out and you go finish your rehabs, because I know a lot of you get caught because I've had some calls come in lately telling me you're in these spots. Hope you liked today's video, guys. If you thought there's any value whatsoever, please click that little red button down there that says subscribe. It'll help the channel. Hit the notification bell as well. If you do not tap that little bell, you will not get notified as I put the videos out. Also, guys, if you comment on these videos and you like the button or hit the like button, this is gonna help the engagement. This is gonna help us get seen more out there in the marketplace. I'd be grateful if you could do this. Other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.